I promise you this is so far from anything that you've ever been to.
And now.
The first law is the law of the lid. I've covered it enough already, so I'm not going to say it again, but this is really a foundational realization for me. For better or worse, your ability to build a business, it all rests on your leadership. And I know we teach a lot of other things in Real Estate B School, and you all want to get more listings, and you want to just cash commission checks, but it all comes down to leadership. The higher you want to climb, the more you need leadership. The more impact you want to make, the greater your influence needs to be. And I asked myself this question, that's why I wrote it. How dedicated have you been to developing yourself as a leader? Who's been studying leadership, like you really felt you've been studying leadership for more than 5 years? Like you, Elrod, Mike-ish, Jason. Has anyone for a year dug into it? It's it's just this weirdest thing. And now I see it so clearly now that it's the law of the lid. This is just a good illustration in the book where you could have the most talent, the most drive. You can be just dedicated to success, a 10 out of 10, and it's only going to take you so far. The fact that you don't know how to inspire others and you can't influence others is going to be your limiting factor. So your overall effectiveness as a business leader comes down to just a mastery of these 21 laws. And there's more to leadership than these 21 laws, and there's lots of good resources that I can give you outside of this. So let me ask the question. I'll just go around. I'll just do a quick. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you consider your level of leadership? Who is 8 to 10? Raise your hand. By the way, this is a room where if you kick ass, this is the room where you can just own it and proud of it. There's no you be sheepish about it. So Elrod thinks he's an 8 to 10. How about 6 or 7? So we got some 6 or 7s. How about 4 or 5s? The brave 1, 2s, and 3s. Okay. I feel like I'm in the middle of the road here. So I've always done really well in my business, but I think I'm capped out right now at a 5 or 6. So just pushing that line over is critically important. So I said if smart, talented people are only able to go so far because of the limitations of their leadership. To reach the highest level of effectiveness, you must raise your leadership lid and ask yourself the question, just dedicate a lifelong dedication to the study of leadership. So this is like utopia for most agents, right? They're selling 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 homes per month. This is where a lot of folks come into Real Estate B School, and in their markets, it looks really good, and people sort of admire them, but it's usually a complete disaster. There are no systems. They're just hustling. They've got an admin, they've got a buyer agent, but there's no sort of foundation to any of it. But this is probably top, 3 to 5%, where you're selling 3, 4, 5 homes a month. And so you're doing what most agents will never do, but you don't have any time. It's 24/7. It's kind of a joke. I've said, and I hope it never happens, but if I had to go back to selling, back to this phase without the knowledge I had now and do it over again, I think I would just let the business go. I mean, to do this without being prepared for it, and I was pretty quick about okay, this isn't working, so let's fail quickly. And so I was pretty quick about sort of repairing the holes and moving the thing forward. But this is a challenge if you don't have the systems in place. And it's all about dollar productive activity. So if you're in this role now, once you flip the switch to believe that you're worth $500 an hour, so to go from 100 to 250 to 500, at 500 or even 250, anything you touch feels like, why am I touching this? And every time I've made that decision to increase my number, even if I'm not earning it yet, I think I said, I want to make $1 million and I want to work 1,000 hours a year. So that's $1,000 an hour. So now in my businesses, if I'm adding that, and I have to add that much value, so it's not just a gimme. People aren't just going to give me money. I have to continually add value. So on Tuesdays when I go to my real estate company, I'm just adding value. Every minute I'm there is really valuable. So it's all about elevate and delegate. We'll go through an elevate, delegate exercise tomorrow.